Youth is not a number. It's not a birth date written on a piece of paper or the count of candles that once decorated your birthday cake. Youth is a rhythm, a vibration, a melody that plays from the soul when you choose to stay alive inside. There are people in their 20s who are already tired of living, and there are grandmothers in their 70s whose laughter can still shake the walls. Staying young and fit forever is not about chasing wrinkles away or fighting time. It is about understanding how to live so fully that time itself begins to lose its power over you. To stay young, one must first learn the art of loving their own company. You see, when you love yourself deeply, you start to treat your body like a home and your mind like a garden. You water it with kindness. You protect it from the storms of comparison. You keep it clean from the dust of negativity that tries to settle in every day. You do not need the world's approval to glow. You do not need filters, injections, or endless fear of aging to look young. You simply need to honor your being, to give your spirit the chance to breathe. The more peace you create inside yourself, the more beauty you reflect on the outside. The first secret to staying young is to move your body, not because you hate how it looks, but because you love how it feels. Movement is the purest form of gratitude. It says to your body, I'm grateful for this heart that beats, these lungs that breathe, these legs that carry me through this world. When you walk, dance, stretch, or laugh so hard that your belly aches, you awaken life within you. Age does not live in the body that moves. It lives in the body that stops. Many people grow old because they stop moving. They stop exploring. They stop reaching. But every step, every stretch, every gentle act of honoring your body is a way of saying to life, I am still here, and I am still dancing. Fitness is not a destination. It's a conversation with yourself. It's about listening when your body whispers and not waiting until it screams. Feed it with what gives it energy. Rest it when it feels tired. Stretch it when it feels stiff. The more you listen to your body, the younger you become, because you begin to understand that it has always been your closest friend, not your enemy. People chase youth in expensive bottles and secret pills, but the greatest secret has always been in the relationship between your body and your soul. The way you talk to yourself becomes the way you age. The second secret is to forgive quickly and love deeply. Bitterness ages the heart faster than time ages the skin. A mind filled with grudges will never find rest, and a heart filled with hate can never find peace. To look young is to carry light within you, and forgiveness is how you lighten the load. When you hold on to anger, you hold on to years. But when you forgive, you make space for joy to return. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing that holding pain doesn't make you strong, it makes you tired. The world will hurt you, yes. People will betray you, yes. But when you choose to forgive, you refuse to let those wounds define your soul. You give yourself permission to start again. And starting again is the truest form of youth. The third secret is laughter. Laughter is a miracle medicine that no scientist can bottle. It heals, it soothes, it rejuvenates. When you laugh, you tell your spirit that you are still choosing joy in a world that often forgets how to smile. There's a sparkle that appears in the eyes of people who laugh easily. Their laughter echoes youth. Their hearts are lighter. They move differently. They glow not because of makeup or magic, but because they remember how to find delight in the smallest things. Life becomes softer when you don't take it too seriously. When you stop counting the years and start counting the moments that made you smile, you stop aging and start living. Have you ever met someone who radiates warmth without saying a word? Someone whose very presence feels like sunlight. That's not beauty, that's energy. That's the kind of youth that can't fade with time. You cannot fake it, you cannot paint it, and you cannot buy it. It's born from a soul that knows peace and a mind that practices gratitude. Gratitude is the fourth secret. When you wake up and count your blessings instead of your problems, your face begins to soften, your eyes begin to shine, and your heart beats with rhythm again. Gratitude turns every wrinkle into a story of grace. You see, the world is obsessed with staying young on the outside. But youth is not found in creams or clinics. It is found in perspective. Gratitude keeps you young because it keeps you in the present. It teaches you that joy is not something you chase. It's something you create. A thankful heart never grows bitter. It finds beauty even in pain, wisdom even in loss, and peace even in chaos. When you start your day with gratitude, you remind yourself that life is not something happening to you. It's something happening for you. And when you live with that awareness, every day feels new, no matter your age. The fifth secret is purpose. Without purpose, youth fades quickly. The body slows down when the soul feels lost. You must wake up with something that excites you, something that makes you stretch, something that pulls you forward. Purpose gives you energy that coffee cannot. It gives you drive that no motivation can replicate. People who live with purpose age differently. They carry a sparkle in their eyes and strength in their stride. They don't fear getting older because they know they're still becoming. The greatest tragedy is not growing old. It's growing bored. Purpose does not always mean changing the world. Sometimes it means changing yourself. It can be raising a child with love, creating art that speaks truth, helping one person feel less alone, or simply becoming the kind of person you needed when you were younger. Each act of kindness, each moment of creation, each breath taken with intention. Those are the acts that keep you young. When you live for something beyond yourself, you give your spirit a reason to rise every day. The fountain of youth isn't hidden somewhere in the mountains. It's not in laboratories or beauty stores. It's in the way you speak to yourself when no one is watching. It's in the way you choose peace over panic, gratitude over complaint, and purpose over pity. The more joy you cultivate, the younger you feel. The more love you give, the lighter you become. There is no magic stronger than a person who decides to live beautifully. People ask, how do I stay young forever? And the answer is, you stay young by refusing to stop growing. You stay young by keeping curiosity alive. The day you stop learning, you begin to age. The day you stop exploring, you begin to fade. Keep asking questions. Keep chasing sunsets. Keep finding beauty in things that others overlook. Read, write, travel, listen, and love. The mind that stays curious never grows old, because it constantly finds new ways to fall in love with life. And yes, there will be days when your body feels slower, when your reflection surprises you, when you wonder where the years have gone. But remember this, every year is not a thief, it's a teacher. It teaches you strength, patience, humility, and grace. The lines on your face are not flaws. They are maps of where you've been, proof that you lived, that you loved, that you felt deeply. Wear them with pride. Youth is not about resisting time, it's about embracing it with grace. If you eat, eat to live, not to escape. Food is not your enemy, it's your partner in energy. Feed yourself with things that grow from the earth, things that are alive. The more life you put in your body, the more life you carry in your spirit. Drink water like it's the elixir of peace, because it is. Rest like your dreams depend on it, because they do. And surround yourself with people who remind you of joy, not drama. Energy is contagious. Spend time with people who make you laugh, who make you think, who make you want to be better. Their presence will feed your youth far more than any serum could. Another secret many forget, speak softly to yourself. Your body listens. When you say, I'm tired, I'm old, I'm done, your cells believe you. When you say, I am strong, I am vibrant, I am still growing, your body listens again. You are the author of your own vitality. The thoughts you repeat become the life you live. If you constantly tell yourself, that time is taking something away from you, it will. But if you tell yourself that time is adding wisdom, grace, and light, it will do that too. Every season of life brings its own flavor of beauty. The spring of youth brings energy, but the autumn of maturity brings depth. And depth is what gives your presence power. When people feel calm around you, when they feel seen, when your laughter carries wisdom, that is youth in its truest form. Time cannot touch the soul that lives with purpose and love. So, to stay young and fit forever, care for your spirit as much as your body. When you walk, walk with gratitude. When you eat, eat with intention. When you rest, rest with peace. When you speak, speak with kindness. And when you love, love with your whole being. There's a kind of beauty that only shows up when you stop trying to be someone else and start honoring who you truly are. Authenticity is magnetic. It glows from within and never fades. Do not be afraid of aging. Be afraid of not living. Many people die long before their last breath. They stop dreaming, stop laughing, stop growing. Do not become one of them. As long as you wake up with a heart full of hope and a mind ready to learn, you are still young. As long as you can see beauty in the morning light, in a child's laughter, in your reflection even with its changes, you are still alive in the most precious way. You are not a number. You are not a wrinkle. You are not the ache in your knees or the gray in your hair. You are a soul wrapped in experience, carrying years of stories and still capable of creating more. Time may mark your skin, but it cannot touch your spirit unless you let it. If you ever feel that youth has left you, remember this: youth lives in joy, not in age. It lives in love, not in smoothness. It lives in wonder, not in perfection. When you choose to keep your heart open, your eyes curious, and your spirit grateful, you stay young in ways no mirror can measure. So laugh often, forgive freely, eat with joy, move with grace, and wake up every day like it's your first and last chance to live fully. Don't chase youth, embody it. Don't fear time, dance with it. You are not meant to freeze yourself in an image. You are meant to evolve into your most radiant form. That radiance, that energy, that spark of life within you, that is what makes you timeless. And one day, when people look at you and wonder how you look so alive, how your eyes still shine like stars, how your presence still feels light, you'll smile and know the truth. You never tried to stay young. You just never stopped living. Youth lives in movement, not in mirrors. Too many people spend their lives staring at reflections, trying to hold on to something that was never meant to stand still. They look at the mirror hoping to find the same smoothness, the same glow, the same version of themselves that time naturally changes. But youth isn't found in the stillness of a reflection, it's found in the motion of living. The body that moves, breathes, stretches, walks, dances, runs, and creates. That body stays alive. The spirit inside a moving body refuses to age because it's too busy experiencing life instead of analyzing it. The people who seem young are not those who chase youth. They are the ones who stay in love with the act of being alive. They move because it feels good to feel their hearts beating, their lungs expanding, and their muscles stretching in gratitude for another day. When you move, you remind yourself that you are still capable. Every step you take is a declaration that life still flows through you. It's not about perfection or performance. It's about staying connected to yourself. Stagnation makes the soul grow old faster than time ever could. The moment you stop moving, you stop engaging with life. You start letting fear, fatigue, and regret take root. Movement is how you push back against that heaviness. Whether it's a morning walk under a soft sunrise, a quiet stretch before bed, or a simple dance while cleaning the kitchen, each movement awakens something inside you that no mirror ever could. It's the rhythm of your own existence whispering that you are still here, still breathing, still becoming. People who spend their lives chasing appearances often lose touch with the joy of feeling. The mirror will never tell you how strong your heart is after a long climb. It won't reflect the warmth in your body after you've laughed so hard your sides ache. It can't show the pride in your chest after finishing a challenge you thought you couldn't handle. Movement gives you something deeper than beauty. It gives you vitality. It's what separates the living from the merely existing. The human body is designed to move. Every cell inside you celebrates motion. When you move, blood flows better. Energy rises and the mind clears. But beyond biology, movement is medicine for the soul. It shakes off the heaviness of yesterday and pulls you into the power of now. When you dance, even if no one is watching, you are declaring that joy still lives inside you. When you walk outside and feel the world moving with you, you become part of something bigger than your own reflection. Mirrors will show you what time changes, but movement shows you what time can't touch. You can't control how your reflection evolves, but you can control the life that flows through your actions. Every time you move, you breathe youth back into your spirit. Every heartbeat that quickens, every muscle that wakes, every deep breath you take reminds you that you were never meant to be frozen. You were meant to live in motion. Forgiveness is the real anti-aging secret. There are people who eat right, exercise daily, take vitamins, and follow every health routine possible, yet still carry a heaviness in their hearts that no diet can fix. Bitterness lives deep inside the soul and seeps into the body like slow poison. It shows in the eyes that have lost their light, in the posture that bends from emotional weight, in the voice that trembles with unspoken anger. Holding on to pain is like carrying a stone in your chest. It presses down on every breath you take. But when you forgive, you let that stone fall, and suddenly your heart beats freely again. Forgiveness doesn't just free others, it renews you. It's the quiet cleansing that gives your spirit the chance to breathe again. The kind of release that smooths not just the heart, but the very energy that surrounds you. When you forgive, you unclench your fists around the past. You stop dragging yesterday into today. Many people think staying angry keeps them safe. It doesn't. It keeps them stuck. The body reacts to emotional pain the same way it reacts to physical wounds. When you replay betrayal or hurt over and over, your body feels the same stress, the same tension, the same exhaustion. It starts to age from the inside out. Your peace is stolen not by time, but by the emotions you refuse to release. Forgiveness restores that peace. It doesn't mean what happened was right. It means you're ready to stop letting it control your joy. It's a decision to protect your youth, your light, and your health by refusing to carry what no longer serves your growth. A peaceful heart shines differently. There's a calmness that radiates from those who have chosen forgiveness. Their smiles come easily. Their presence feels light. You can feel that they've made peace with life, and it shows in their very energy. Wrinkles formed by laughter will always look softer than those carved by resentment. The body remembers peace the same way it remembers pain. When you forgive, your body relaxes, your breath deepens, your eyes brighten. It's as if every cell understands that it's safe again. That safety, that inner calm, is what keeps you young beyond appearances. Forgiveness is not forgetting, it's understanding. It's realizing that people act from their wounds, that everyone carries their own kind of pain, and sometimes they pass it on without knowing. When you see that truth, your heart expands instead of hardens. Compassion replaces anger, and with compassion comes lightness. That lightness reflects in how you walk, how you speak, and how you love. Forgiveness is a spiritual renewal that reflects physically. It resets your energy, clears the fog from your mind, and brings life back to your voice. It is the secret glow that no cream can create, the inner healing that radiates through the skin, reminding you that peace, not perfection, is what truly keeps you young. Gratitude keeps your spirit glowing longer than time allows. It is the quiet magic that turns ordinary days into blessings and simple moments into miracles. Gratitude softens the edges of life. It slows the aging of the soul because it teaches you to look at what you have instead of what you lack. The more thankful you are, the lighter your heart becomes. When your heart is light, your energy flows freely, and that flow is what keeps your spirit alive. A grateful person carries a certain radiance, an invisible beauty that no product can create. It's the glow that comes from knowing that even in imperfection, life is still a gift. When you live in gratitude, your mind stays calm, your heart stays open, and your body responds with vitality. It's as if every thankful thought sends a message of renewal through your being. Every day offers reasons to complain and reasons to appreciate. What determines how you age is what you choose to focus on. People who constantly count their problems live in stress, and stress is one of the fastest ways to drain your energy and joy. But those who count their blessings live in harmony with life. They stop fighting what is and start flowing with it. Gratitude doesn't erase challenges. It simply gives them perspective. It allows you to see lessons where others see loss, to find strength where others find pain, and to feel hope where others feel despair. That shift in mindset is what makes gratitude a timeless form of beauty. When you see everything as a gift, you walk lighter, speak softer, and smile more easily. Gratitude also connects you to the present moment. It pulls you out of the past and away from the future, anchoring you in the only place where youth truly exists, right now. When you're grateful, you stop chasing what's next and start cherishing what's here. That awareness calms the nervous system, releases tension, and makes your body feel safe again. When the body feels safe, it relaxes. When it relaxes, it glows. That glow isn't from makeup or light, it's from peace. Peace creates the kind of beauty that time cannot steal. There's also something deeply healing about saying thank you to life even when it's hard. Gratitude during struggle builds emotional resilience. It teaches you to focus on what's still good, what's still working, and what's still possible. People who can say thank you in the middle of pain age differently. They carry grace. They understand that nothing lasts forever, not even pain, and that realization keeps their hearts youthful. It's not denial, it's wisdom. It's knowing that every experience, whether sweet or bitter, adds depth to your spirit. When you wake up and thank life before the day even begins, you remind your soul that it's still blessed, still alive, still capable of joy. That reminder keeps your inner fire burning, no matter what happens around you. Gratitude doesn't just add years to your life. It adds life to your years. Purpose fuels the kind of energy no age can weaken. There are people who seem to glow even after decades of living, not because they have avoided the passing of time, but because they have found something that keeps their hearts alive. Purpose gives direction to your days and meaning to your struggles. It transforms routine into rhythm and work into fulfillment. When you have something to wake up for, something that excites your spirit, your body responds with strength. It's as though every cell in your being aligns with your reason for existing. You don't wake up tired, you wake up eager. The fire within you burns brighter than any wrinkle or ache that time could bring. That fire is youth itself. The flame of purpose that keeps you moving forward when others slow down. When people lose their sense of purpose, their energy begins to fade. The body follows the mind, and when the mind feels lost, the body grows weary. You can see it in the eyes that once sparkled with dreams, but now stare blankly through days that feel repetitive and dull. Purpose reignites that light. It gives you something to chase, not because you are running from age, but because you are running toward meaning. When your life has purpose, you become unstoppable. You don't count the years, you count the moments that make your heart beat faster. You live in pursuit of something bigger than yourself, And that sense of pursuit keeps you young. Purpose does not always come dressed in grand achievements or public recognition. Sometimes it is quiet and simple, like nurturing your family, creating art, serving others, or growing into the best version of yourself. It doesn't need to impress the world. It only needs to awaken your soul. When your days are guided by purpose, you never feel useless, no matter your age. You understand that every day offers a chance to contribute something meaningful, to give something back, to make one life better. That sense of contribution adds vitality to your being. It reminds you that your story is still being written. The human spirit was not designed for idleness. It needs direction, it needs growth, it needs reason. Without it, even the strongest body begins to weaken. But with it, even the aging body becomes vibrant. Look at the people who still chase their passions in their later years. The artist painting, the teachers mentoring, the grandparents gardening with love. Their faces may carry years, but their energy carries eternity. Purpose turns aging into evolution. It replaces fear with fulfillment and stagnation with motion. It doesn't erase time, it transcends it. When you live with purpose, your days feel like gifts instead of obligations. You stop measuring your worth in numbers and start measuring it in impact. That quiet knowing that your life means something, that your existence makes a difference, keeps you young in spirit, alive in heart, and unshakable in soul. Laughter heals the body faster than medicine ever could. It is the sound of freedom, the music of the soul, and the language of joy that every heart understands. When you laugh, you break through the weight of life for a moment and return to your purest state of being. Laughter releases what words cannot. It opens the chest, lightens the heart, and floods the mind with calm. Science may call it chemistry, but in truth it is spirit. Each time you laugh, you give your body permission to breathe again, your mind permission to rest, and your heart permission to feel alive. Laughter is the body's reminder that joy still exists, that life, no matter how difficult, still holds beauty. There are people who grow older with resentment etched into their faces, but there are also those whose laughter fills every room they enter. They carry light in their eyes and warmth in their smiles because they haven't forgotten how to be delighted by life. Their laughter is not childish. It is wise. It comes from having seen pain and choosing joy anyway. That choice alone makes them youthful. Laughter becomes a rebellion against bitterness, a protest against despair, and a declaration that the soul remains unbroken. When you laugh deeply, you shake loose the stiffness of sorrow and return to motion. The heart beats lighter. The spirit shines clearer. The body responds with energy because laughter is medicine from within. Laughter does not erase pain, but it transforms it. It changes how the heart carries it. The same situation that once felt heavy can suddenly feel bearable after a moment of genuine laughter. It is not about pretending that everything is fine. It's about remembering that even in the hardest seasons, joy still finds a way to visit. Every laugh stretches your emotional muscles and reminds you that you can endure. People who laugh often heal faster because laughter teaches the body not to hold tension. It teaches the mind not to stay trapped in worry. It reminds the soul that even in darkness, light can still exist. There is a youthfulness in those who laugh easily. Their faces soften, their voices brighten, and their energy draws others near. Laughter is magnetic because it carries purity. It asks for nothing and gives everything. When shared, it creates connection, dissolves fear, and heals wounds that silence cannot. It bridges the gap between strangers and makes the world feel less lonely. When you laugh with someone, even for a moment, you share the same rhythm of life. That rhythm is ancient. It belongs to the part of humanity that knows joy is survival. To stay young is to stay capable of laughter. It's to look for humor in life's imperfections and find lightness in moments of struggle. The ability to laugh at yourself, To see beauty even in chaos is a sign of strength, not immaturity. Laughter keeps your energy fluid, your emotions free, and your spirit unbreakable. Curiosity is the fountain that keeps the mind forever young. It is the invisible spark that ignites the soul, the quiet hunger that keeps a person alive long after their body begins to slow. When curiosity lives within you, your days are never dull. You wake up not just to exist, but to explore, to discover something new, to taste life in all its forms. Curiosity keeps the heart awake because it is born from wonder, and wonder is the purest form of youth. Children possess it effortlessly. They ask why, they touch, they learn, they marvel. Somewhere along the way, adults are taught to stop questioning, to stop seeking, to simply accept. And that is where aging truly begins. Not in the body, but in the spirit that stops reaching for more. Curiosity keeps that spirit alive because it refuses to let you become numb to life. Every question you ask is a small rebellion against decay. Every moment of fascination is an act of renewal. When you are curious, the mind expands instead of shrinks. You see possibilities where others see limits. You look at the same sky and still find new shades of blue. That curiosity becomes your lifelong teacher. It doesn't matter whether you're learning about art, people, science, or yourself. The act of learning itself creates energy. It keeps the brain flexible, the heart engaged, and the eyes bright. People who are curious have a particular light in them because they are never done living. They are constantly searching for more meaning, more depth, more beauty. And that search itself keeps them vibrant. Curiosity also heals boredom, which is one of the greatest enemies of youth. When the mind stops wondering, it begins to wither. The days start to blend together, and life feels repetitive. But a curious mind always finds something to look forward to, even in ordinary moments. It finds fascination in the details others overlook. The way sunlight filters through a window, the pattern of raindrops, the stories hidden in the faces of strangers. This ability to notice life deeply is what keeps the heart young. It's not the years that make people feel old. It's the loss of excitement for discovery. When you keep curiosity alive, every day feels like the beginning of something rather than the continuation of routine. Curiosity keeps your relationships alive too. When you remain interested in others, in their stories, their dreams, their perspectives, you keep connection fresh. The moment you think you know everything about someone, you stop truly seeing them. But when you approach people with curiosity, you give them space to surprise you, to evolve, to teach you something new. This kind of openness keeps relationships vibrant and meaningful. Love without curiosity becomes obligation, but love with curiosity remains discovery. To stay young in love is to stay curious about the person beside you, to ask, to listen, to keep finding new reasons to be amazed by them. Curiosity also fuels creativity. Every great idea, every piece of art, every invention began as a question. What if? Those two words have built worlds. When you stop asking what if, you stop creating. And when you stop creating, you stop expanding. People who create remain connected to the divine act of life itself, because creation is proof of existence. Whether it's painting, writing, cooking, building, or simply imagining a better way to live, curiosity gives birth to creation. That process fills you with energy, with purpose, with flow. You lose track of time when you're deeply curious because your spirit is in motion, and motion is life. There's also a humility in curiosity. To be curious means to admit that you don't know everything, that there's still more to learn. That humility keeps you grounded and open. Arrogance ages the mind because it closes it off. Curiosity keeps it young because it stays open. A curious person never pretends to have all the answers. They are too busy exploring new ones. They embrace mystery instead of fearing it. They see change as adventure, not threat. That mindset transforms aging into evolution. As the world changes, a curious person adapts. They learn new tools, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. They stay connected to the rhythm of life because they never stop learning from it. Even in pain, curiosity can save you. When you are hurting, curiosity asks, "What is this teaching me?" Instead of drowning in the suffering, curiosity helps you search for meaning inside it. That search turns pain into wisdom. It gives suffering a purpose, and with purpose comes healing. A curious mind doesn't get stuck. It finds paths forward. It looks at the cracks and wonders what light might come through them. It understands that life is not just something to endure, but something to study, to understand, to shape. That constant state of discovery is what makes the soul timeless. Curiosity also fights fear. Fear closes doors, curiosity opens them. Fear whispers, "Stay safe, don't try, don't change." But curiosity answers, "Let's see what happens." Fear wants certainty, curiosity embraces possibility. The more curious you are, the less afraid you become, because you start to see that life is not an enemy to be controlled but a mystery to be explored. Fear makes you rigid. Curiosity keeps you fluid. Rigidity breaks with time, but flexibility survives it. The people who age gracefully are not the ones who resist change. They are the ones who remain curious enough to grow with it. When curiosity lives in your spirit, you see beauty in learning itself. You stop measuring intelligence by what you know and start measuring it by how open you are to knowing more. You stop trying to prove yourself and start enjoying the process of expanding. You don't get older, you evolve into deeper versions of yourself. That evolution brings peace, because a curious person doesn't dread the unknown. They welcome it. They understand that each day, no matter their age, is still a chance to experience something for the first time. That sense of firsts, of newness, is the heartbeat of youth. There's a lightness that comes with curiosity. It makes you more playful, more adaptable, more alive. When you approach life with curiosity, you don't carry the weight of needing everything to be perfect. You're not afraid of mistakes because every mistake becomes an opportunity to learn. You're not afraid of aging because every stage of life becomes another realm to explore. You're not afraid of endings because you've learned that endings are just the beginnings of new questions. Curiosity replaces fear with fascination, and fascination is youth in motion. To stay young forever is not to hold on to the past, but to keep reaching toward the future with eyes wide open. The curious mind does not grow tired of living, it grows more eager with each passing year. It knows that life is infinite in its layers, that there will always be something new to learn, someone new to meet, something new to feel. Curiosity keeps the flame of wonder alive, and as long as that flame burns, you will never truly grow old. The body may change, but the soul that continues to ask, seek, and discover remains ageless.